To be or not to be, that is a question whether it is noble in the mind to suffer the things and hours of outrageous fortune to cons against the sea of troubles and by opposing in them to sleep, pretends to dream. You get the idea.
The Micro Machine Man here presenting the genuine, original, colossally collectible, most midget miniature replicas of the real things, Micro Machines.
A lot of people know me as the Micro Machine Man, or the FedEx guy, or Terrible Tester Birdie from Saved by the Bell, or just that guy who talks fast. In fact, I was in the Guinness Book as the world's fastest talker, and so, for the last 40 years, if you needed a fast talker, I was your go-to guy. Is that okay? Did you get everything you need? I mean, I can repeat it again if you want. You sure you don't want me to do it again? Because I can do it again, but that's the problem. I'll just do another take for you because of what it's going to take. When I was 12 years old, I wanted to get into the Guinness Book of World Records. So I figured the only thing I could really do, since I wasn't going to eat a car or swallow lead pipe, was to lock myself in a room and teach myself fast talking. And I did that with the Hamlet soliloquy. To be or not to be, that is to be or not to be, that is to be or not to be, that is the question whether it's no. Years later, I'm at this party, fancy California Beverly Hills party, and a friend of mine is trying to pick up this Valley girl. He's from New York and talking pretty quickly, and she looks at him and says, like, oh my gosh, are you like the world's fastest talker? And he says, no, as a matter of fact, this person is. They called me over and I did one of my little party routines. And a guy walked over and he says, that's incredible, I'm a producer and I'm gonna put you on a show. I went on the show and I did the fast talking thinking that would be it, and all of a sudden the phone starts ringing, I'm booked all over the place, and I managed to make a living out of it. I can speak as fast as 11 words a second. Now, I never do 11 words a second for TV. Well, let me do Peter Piper at 11 words a second. Peter Piper, and you kind of hear me going pub, 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 but that's really all you're kind of getting. But when you do TV, there's visual reinforcement. People see you and do whatever, so I do about 7 to 8 words a second. That would sound something like, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle pups, a peck of pickle pups, Peter Piper picked, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle pups, just a peck of pickle pups, Peter Piper picked. Now on radio, I have to do it even a little slower because you have no visual reinforcement, you're not seeing me. So then I do about 5 to 6 words a second. So it sounds something like, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle peppers, a peck of pickle peppers did Peter Piper pick it, Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle peppers, just a peck of pickle peppers, Peter Piper picked. And that's kind of the secret to my success, because if you can't understand what I'm saying, they're not gonna pay me the big bucks. Now, the very first commercial I did was the Federal Express commercial. It is, to this day, the most award-winning commercial in the history of advertising. The final scene, I'm sitting behind a desk, and I'm going, you know, Dave, what's the deal? What the deal are we dealing? Dave, it's a deal with Don. If it's a deal with Doc.
The deal, good. I'm putting you down to deal with Dick. Dick, what's the deal?
So I did the thing like 29 times without making a mistake. And the director said to me, what are you, like a machine? You never make a mistake? I said, you want a mistake? I'll give you a mistake the next time. So I said, Dave, it's a dork with Dick, Don, and Duck. And that's the take he ended up putting in the commercial.
It's a deal with Dave, Dick, and Dave. Don, it's a dork with Dick, Dave, and Duck. Don, it's a dork with Dick, Dave, and Duck.
The first time I saw it, I called him and said, John, it's our little secret. Although I'm known as the world's fastest talker, I do not choose to live my entire life in the fast lane. Sometimes I just like to take it all a little slower. But sometimes it's really, really good to be fast.